at a time when they need to be at one on Ukraine. But I also asked him about the relationship with China and whether or not we're going to see this meeting between these foreign ministers. Listen in.
We need to have open lines of communication and dialogue, even at a moment of great tension where China's intentional sending of a spy balloon over the mainland United States has elevated the amount of concern and even anger among members of Congress. We have one of the largest bipartisan congressional delegations here in history. We're here, of course, to talk about Ukraine and pulling together, sustaining the NATO alliance, the work of our partners and allies around the world against Russia's aggressive invasion of Ukraine, but also to talk about China's surveillance and the ways in which China's economic activity, its surveillance activity, has real consequences for the world.
Now, unlike previous years, we don't have any representation here from Russia or from Iran. Are we in danger of being just an echo chamber of Western thought?
I think what we are going to be is an opportunity for the whole family of NATO, of the Western alliances, to work together to make sure that we can sustain what is going to be a very challenging year for supporting Ukraine's success on the battlefield, sustaining their civilian population, sustaining the millions of Ukrainian refugees that are spread throughout Europe. If that's an echo chamber, I actually think it's a focus on what is the most important conflict of this decade.
But there is a serious disconnect, is there not, with essentially what is the global south, whether it be when it comes to OPEC plus policy or the thoughts of those who are sitting in India and saying this just isn't our fight.
There are representatives from the global south here and who I think are important to be heard. The delegation that I'm traveling with will leave from here and go to 5 countries in Africa, from the Sahel to southern Africa, for exactly that reason. We need to better engage with those who have refused to engage one way or the other, whether in the UN or on the world stage or in providing support or in engaging with sanctions, and who say, frankly, we're still recovering from the pandemic. We're seeing an impact on our costs for food and fertilizer from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and we'd rather stay out of it. We need to engage, and we need to show that they've got options, that they've got partners, and that they've got a better pathway forward.
Tell me this, when you think about what's happening with U.S. relations across the African continent at this point, when I was speaking with Amos Hochstein, the U.S. Special Representative on Energy, just a few weeks ago, he was saying we are certainly, as the United States, behind when it comes to the fight for mineral resources. All of those things, of course, going to be totally essential to technology, AI, and simply blockchain. What is the United States prepared to do to get back in the game?
The United States has already proposed a partnership for critical minerals with a number of southern African countries, has made a massive investment through the Inflation Reduction Act, signed into law by President Biden late last year, in attracting investment in mining and processing. We now need to connect those two in consultation with our European partners and allies who we're meeting with here in Munich, but also in partnership with countries in southern Africa. I'll name specifically Zambia, Mozambique, DRC, South Africa, that have dramatic amounts of mineral resources, but also a significant need for investment in human development, in security and stability, and in democracy.
That was Chris Coons there, the Democratic senator from Delaware, essentially saying that he hopes that there will be an actual meeting between U.S. and Chinese foreign ministers here at the Munich Security Conference. Now, he also told me, guys, in response to a question about whether or not Ukraine is going to get that $80 to $84 billion that the IMF managing director told me earlier this week is necessary just to keep the wheels in motion for that country. He said he has no doubt that that money is going to get to the Ukraine government that needs it so desperately. He said that he hopes that there's going to be cohesion across not just these European leaders that we see present here, but also some of those from the global south when it comes to what is right, when it comes to what is necessary, he said, in terms of the global dialogue. And he said that in terms of international relations, he's hoping that the conversation here will be one that is profitable for Ukraine and profitable for all parties. Guys.
Hadley, thank you so much for